Hello everybody, this is the Almighty Diff and welcome to the Almighty Movie Maker. We're a series where I can show my capabilities of using the Windows Live Movie Maker. Today, this episode, I will be talking about the top 10 underrated animated series. You know, I really know that why don't networks pay attention to a lot of shows that have great potential than the ones that they already market a lot? Yes, I know these shows may not have good story, but it has something that we can all worthwhile to. Like, seriously, what's wrong with these shows? I think these shows are pretty good. Too bad that they don't get that much attention compared to, like, SpongeBob or Adventure Time or My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. So, yeah, guys. This is the All My DF, and today we're talking about, like I said, the top 10 underrated animated series. My only critique is that I can't choose shows that only got canceled for a couple of seasons, then later, then became a huge fandom. I have to include shows that a lot of networks don't even care for. So guys, let's start off with the top 10 with number 10. Number 10, Wander Over Yonder. Wander Over Yonder is an animated TV show created by animation veteran Craig McCracken. You may know him as the creator for the original Powerpuff Girls and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. And this is his first show not created for Cartoon Network, but for Disney and Disney XD. Why is the show underrated? Because of how Disney markets the show. When the show came on, it really did get good ratings on Disney Channel. But when it moved to Disney XD, the show completely went downhill. I mean, literally, ratings were getting worse and worse as the show went on. And Disney couldn't continue the show that long, so they decided to end it off with 2 seasons and 79 episodes. Yeah, so, but you're wondering, like, what is the show about? The show is about Wander. He's a cosmic traveler who tags along this horse-like alien named Sylvia, while they also go against villains such as Lord Hater and his right-hand man Commander Peepers, as well as their watchdogs, which you can call them the minions for Wander Over Yonder. Yeah, but the show is, honestly, I thought it was fun. It's like seeing Dr. Seuss's creations come to life. That's how I did like the show. Oh man, I put it high on the list because the show recently did get canceled, and there's some episodes I really did enjoy watching, and I think a lot of people still know Wander Over Yonder. I see fandom about it, but still, I really did hate it when Disney canceled this show, not even renewing it for a 3rd season. Gravity Falls gets canceled because of the creator wants it, but not Wander Over Yonder. Wow, Disney. That's low for you. Number 9, The Tom and Jerry Show. I am a hardcore Tom and Jerry fan. Die hard. I love the original shorts made by Hanna-Barbera. And you could say the Gene Detch and Chuck Jones shorts as well. And I think that when other people try to adapt Tom and Jerry, it doesn't turn out so well. Some TV shows like the Tom and Jerry Show back in 1975 or Tom and Jerry Kids, those shows, I really didn't like them. Even Tom and Jerry Tales, I thought even though that was kind of good, it wasn't really standing much to the original shorts. And when I heard Cartoon Network announce that they were going to make an all-new Tom and Jerry TV show, I was kind of skeptical. And when I saw the commercial, I was literally, I patted my face saying, like, really? They're really making Tom and Jerry into Flash now? Oh, boy. And when I saw the show, it was decent. Yeah, out of all the reboots that Cartoon Network and Warner Brothers made, I actually find the Tom and Jerry show to be actually passable. I know, right? Yeah, and why does Cartoon Network does not give a crap about this show? I think it's honestly because of how they market Teen Titans Go lately, instead of paying attention to the other content that they have, like Pokemon. And plus, I heard that's now moving to Disney XD. Well, way to go, Cartoon Network. You now officially lost anime on there. And what's next? Let's see. And what about Bunnicula? Yeah, you forgot about that show. And even Wabbit or Be Cool Scooby-Doo. 2 shows that I really despise, but don't even get that much credit for. But back to what I was saying about the Tom and Jerry show. What do I like about it? Honestly, I like how they actually make this show look comparison to the original shorts. Like, for example, they actually got the original archived recordings of William Hanna's classic scream of Tom. Yeah, it's so nice to hear that pleasant scream again. But yeah, like I said, the show is just passable. The only thing I really don't like about the show is just that the animation isn't Flash. If it wasn't 2D, it would honestly make a lot of the movements look more silky and smooth. But as of now, at least we got this for something good about Tom and Jerry and their legacy. Number 8, Harvey BEES. Harvey BEES is an animated Nickelodeon show created by C.H. Greenblatt. You may know him as the creator for Chowder, the voice of Fred Freiberger from Billy and Mandy, as well as working on other animated TV shows before that, like classic SpongeBob. And this is honestly a show that I was actually pretty excited for. Because this was around a time where Nickelodeon's Nicktoons were not doing so well. A lot of people hated Sanjay and Craig. A lot of people hated Breadwinners. Then comes Harvey BEES, and it was fun. Yeah, I actually had fun with this show. It makes me feel like I'm a little kid again watching this. So the show's about Harvey BEES. He is a well-mannered bird, well, a bird child, who hangs out with these two mischievous twins, Fee and Foo, which we don't know what the species they are. So they go on crazy adventures in the forest they live in, and meet crazy creatures and discover many new things. So this is a very interesting Nicktoon because it's nice to see that something that hasn't been done before, something that's not basically SpongeBob. And yeah, the show also has like a style for Chowder. Yeah, the animation is kind of similar to Chowder, where they have a lot of the backgrounds, or mostly like the things that are on the backgrounds, moving as the characters move. It's quite interesting on how they do that. But why is it underrated? Because just like with Wonder Over Yonder and Cartoon Network with the Tom and Jerry show, Disney does okay. Why did I say Disney? Nickelodeon does not care about the ratings for this show at all. The show became so poorly made by the ratings is that like Nickelodeon moved the show to Nicktoons. Yeah, they now treat like their sister channel Nicktoons as table scraps. So when a show doesn't do well on the main network, they just like scrape it up for the dog. Yeah, that's how low Nickelodeon went. Even C.H. Greenblatt said that he had a hard time working on Nickelodeon with this new show, and Nickelodeon forced him to apologize. Wow. F you, Nickelodeon. F you for that. Now that is just one low. I feel so sorry for C.H. Greenblatt, and surprising me that the show got canceled with him not even knowing about it. That's how Nickelodeon became one greedy business. Number 7, Pig, Goat, Banana, Cricket. You know, just a title like that really explains that you're gonna be stepping in the trippy zone. Pig, Goat, Banana, Cricket is an animated TV show created by Dave Cooper and Johnny Ryan, who later did like I think they previously did like comics before, I heard. But back to what I was saying, Pig, Goat, Banana, Cricket is actually based on the pilot Pig, Goat, Banana, Mantis. The reason why they changed it to Pig, Goat, Banana, Cricket because at the time there was already a character named Mantis from Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness, and a lot of people did not want to get both that confused with the one from Kung Fu Panda. So Mantis was changed into Cricket. So the show's about Pig, Goat, Banana, Cricket doing their going through their daily lives as roommates and going to their own segments, and would later connect to the end of the episode. And that's what I like about it. Second thing I like about how the animation is very scratchy and wild with it, and how it uses the imagination well. And another thing I do also like about the show is honestly the voice acting. I like Matt Jones as Pig, Candy Milo as Goat, Thomas Wilson as Banana, and voice artist slash animation icon Paul Rugg as Cricket. It's so confusing to talk about the show, to be honest, because Nickelodeon really did not care for the show as well. Just like Harvey BEES, it was also considered to be table scraps for Nicktoons. So yeah, keep treating your sister channel like a freaking dog, Nickelodeon. Keep doing that, because you know why? You're not gonna attract a lot of people who are fans of animation. And second, you're leaving Harvey BEES and Pickle Banana Cricket for crap like Bunsen is a Beast. I'm ranting on the show that didn't even premiere. It's gonna premiere tomorrow, and I'm gonna review that show. And I am not looking forward to it, because it looks, to be honest, it does not look good to me. Number 6, Robota Me. Around 2010, Cartoon Network made its comeback, making so many animated TV shows. There was Adventure Time, Regular Show, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, Generator Rex, Mad, Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, Symbiont Titan, and then comes Robota Me. Robota Me is basically a Cartoon Network's equivalent to Adult Swim's Super Jail, on how it uses crazy animation, but for nonsensical stories, but just wants to see characters being chopped and killed into a million different parts. Think of it as Happy Tree Friends, but for kids, and actually watchable. So, Robota Me is about the adventures of Thrasher and Gladys, two robots who go to high school and try to become popular, and then shenanigans ensue. I'm not gonna lie, this show is similar to Super Jail, that even the creators of Robota Me worked on Super Jail. That's how you know that the show is just basically Super Jail, but for kids. And I don't find Robota Me to be much of a good show either. I can see this as a okay show to watch for teens, but for young children, no, not really. This is not for young children at all. The show got canceled around 2011 and only had 10 episodes. Yeah, that's how a lot of people didn't even know about what Robota Me was. So guys, yeah, I really don't know how much to say about Robota Me. So let's just go on to number 5. Number 5, Danvers. Danvers is one of those shows that has cheap animation, but good and smart writing. That's how the show's about. So the show centers on Dan. Dan is a very angry man who has a lot of anger issues and decides to blame a lot of things for it. He gets revenge on something that is so little, but turns into something big. So he tags along with Chris, who is Dan's best friend since childhood, and Elise, who is Chris's wife, and is also a secret agent in between some episodes. So the show is very, very fun. I like the chemistry with Dan and Chris. I like how they work off of each other, like how Dan is the more crazy one, while Chris is the more straight, he's like the straight man of the duo. And I also did not like Elise. I gotta admit, Elise is the only thing that actually keeps the show from being absolutely perfect. It's just the episodes with her around. She's not a bad character, no. Gotta agree, she's not a bad character. It's just that the way how she's been portrayed is not that good. And also, like I said, I like Dan in general. He reminds me of Zim from Invader Zim, or Ren from the original Ren Stimpy show, or even Eddie from Ed and Eddie. That's how you Dan. He is very cynical. Even though he's cynical and does a lot of things that can actually get someone really arrested, he's still a nice person in general. So yeah, Danvers is number 5. Let's go on to number 4. Number 4, Out There. Out There is an IFC animated series that's about the adventures of Chad and Chris, two teenage outcasts who dream of leaving their town, along with Chad's little brother Jay. This was an interesting show that happened back around 2013. The show had an interesting vibe, similar to how Daria was mostly about the teenage life of a girl. This centers on a teenage life of a boy, and I like how Ryan Quincy, the guy who made this show, honestly had inspiration. Even though he worked on South Park, I don't see much of the South Park in the show outside of it taking place in one small town. But everything else about Out There was honestly quite interesting. I mean, the only thing I can criticize it is, like I said, the animation. The animation, can you question if these things are considered animals or a human hybrid? But either side, I do like the show. Another thing I like about it is the voice casting. They got Justin Roiland, Kate Misusi, I think that's how you say her last name. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. Um, Megan Mullally, Nick Offerman, John DiMaggio, and Linda Calarini. Yeah, a lot of well-known actors and actresses are in the show. And for Ryan Quincy, I like Future Worm, but it's not my cup of tea. Out There is my cup of tea. Number 3, Dr. Katz, Professional Therapist. This is actually Comedy Central's first animated show. Yeah, it predates South Park for 2 years. Yeah. So all those people who say that South Park was Comedy Central's first, you're wrong. Dr. Katz is. So Dr. Katz, Professional Therapist, was the first collaboration between Jonathan Katz and Tom Snyder, as they would later make other shows for their upcoming company, Soup to Nuts. These shows would be Science Corps, O'Grady, and a little show that I will be talking about soon. But yeah, back to us being about Dr. Katz, Professional Therapist. The show is about Jonathan Katz. He portrays himself as a fictional therapist where he meets with other celebrities and how he deals with their problems. Meanwhile, he also deals with his sarcastic secretary Laura, his neurotic son Ben, as well as hanging out with his other friends such as Stanley and Julie at the bar. So this is like an interesting show because the show really is like a Monty Python show or like a Carl Carson show. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, but speaking of it, yeah, it's like similar to those shows. The characters barely even move, but the dialogue is so funny that you don't care if they have to move. That's what makes the show perfect. And just like what I said about like Out There and Danvers, the animation is also very limited. This was the first show to actually use the squiggle vision technique, where the outlines move, but squiggle vision is like a technique that is considered to be CGI. So Dr. Katz is a CGI show. The show, I'm gonna put a link in the description since, like, Viacom doesn't really give a crap about this show. Yeah, a lot of people don't even know about this show a lot. I'll put a link in the description for the whole episode. Yeah, all the episodes are on YouTube, and you can just watch them for free. Yeah, Viacom is not doing nothing to them. And that's kind of sad. But, yeah, poor Dr. Katz. Let's go on to number 2. Number 2, Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon Dynamite, the animated series, is based on the 2004 film of the same name, which that is based on a 2002 college film, Pacula, which that means wig in Spanish. But back to what I was saying, Napoleon Dynamite is a very underrated show, because basically, in a way, like Fox used this and Alan Gregory as appetizers for the premiere of season 2 of Bob's Burgers. Wow! And I really wanted the show to be continued. And sadly, the show only had 6 episodes. 6 episodes! That's like, no! Oh man, I really did like this show a lot. And it was sad to see the show end after 6 episodes, Fox. Really? I mean, I like Bob's Burgers, but why couldn't you just continue the show along with it? I sometimes question Fox and its like network executive deals. Because seriously, like when they have a new show, and when they have a couple of good episodes, and when people like it, they cancel it because of ratings, I guess. Wow. I'm so glad the Mindy Project still continues on. Because Napoleon Dynamite is actually a pretty good animated series. I mean, it takes place after the film. And also, by the way, my problem with the show is that when it's not Napoleon Dynamite, that's when it really shows its not so good side. So yeah, Napoleon Dynamite is number 2. Let's just go into number 1. Yep, there are no honorable mentions this time. Number 1, home movies. Alright, I'm gonna keep it short here since I already did promise I'm gonna talk about this in my new series Animation Throwback. But yeah, home movies is honestly one of the smartest shows I have watched in a long time. Like, I really have to admit, this is like one of the funniest, it's like smart and funniest shows I've seen. And this was made by the same guys who did Dr. Katz Professional Therapist. That's how you know it's good. So the story is like having this imagination type vibe to it. Animation, okay, and though animation is poorly made, it can still look good in execution when the characters move in a fast pace and when you use CGI to its advantage. And I also like how the characters developed as the show went on, from being one-dimensional to these crazy group of adult-type characters. So guys, yeah, that's all I gotta say for home movies. I'll talk about the show in my review of it. So guys, hope you liked this video, share, subscribe if you're new, and guys, this is the Almighty DF signing out. Hey, if you want to become an Almighty, check out these other 2 videos, and subscribe to my channel if you do. And also, follow me on Facebook, DeviantArt, and go to my websites, Blockbox505 and the Broco Cartoon Database. I'll be waiting!